I am Steve.
But if you close your eyes.
Thank you. Wow. I think all of this is working. Put you there. Pop out the activity feed. Put you there. Is this working? Wow. Pizza! Did it! Okay. Ow. Pants check. I'm wearing pants. Okay. Why is there... Why... Excuse me? Why are you here? Explain yourself. How are you doing? Long time no see. I am good. I am good. I'll put that there. Elbow cough. Elbow cough indeed. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. It's definitely an elbow cough, you know? So, I'm gonna do like a little recording bit, so I'm actually gonna stop recording. Go recordings. Delete that. Minimize that. Okay. I'm gonna switch to no cam for a second. There's a little project that I've been recruited to help with. And that's this ridiculous minigame that Ike's been building. I don't understand what I'm looking at. But I have been told to build my own little mini game within a game section, located where this bamboo box is, and that's what I want to do right now. That's what I want to do right now. I get more space than just this box. This box is just here as a placeholder. I think it has the specifics here. Up to bottom of birch if needs be. So up to there. Down infinity east 80. So I can go as far down as I want. Which I do actually have an idea for. I have an interesting idea for this. And also, what was it? East 80. So east can go... Is that east? Yeah, so I can go 80 blocks this way, so I assume to basically, like, over here-ish. But I think I can go, as long as I don't hit this, I can go pretty much infinitely this way. Is this Chrono Quest? Yes, this is Chrono Quest. This is Ike's game that he's building called Chrono Quest. Go watch his video on it if you haven't already. I think he has maybe 2 or 3 on it. I don't remember how many. There's one recent one that he covers it. But this is it is expanding rapidly, and I'm not going inside and looking at it because that would be spoilers, but spoilers for me in particular. But yeah, so the only thing I've really been told is that the theme is kind of like an abandoned library setting. And I actually have a really solid idea for it. Let me see if I can find what I found. This is the idea that I had for it. It's you're kind of like standing on top of a railing. It's all kind of falling apart. Maybe there's glass up top and glass at the back, and there's bookshelves all lining. But the other idea I have is to make it go really, really far down. Make it like a really deep building, so that you have to kind of like lean over the edge and fire. Or alternatively, maybe you have to like fall down like some honey or something. It's like the honey thing where you have to fall down and hit stuff while you're going. I think that would be really cool too. Either way, this is kind of the idea. This is kind of the reference that I'm using for it. And essentially, that reference will be used to make my room here. So I'm gonna make it. I've got plenty of space kind of on either side. I'm not gonna go too far up. This is where the entrance and exit should be. Entrance, exit. Yeah, I need to figure out how the entrance exit for this needs to go. So I think what I'll end up doing is I'm not really going to expand this width-wise too much. I'm just going to expand further this way that I need. And then mostly I'm going to do depth and then height. And I'm going to go down and kind of out with both of those, because I've got pretty much infinite dimensions both this way and down. So once I do that, then I'll actually be able to construct it in Echocraft. But I'm going to design all of this in creative. It's one of the few things so far this season that I am very certain that I need to build this in creative, so I can do all the redstone properly, so I can make it really, really well designed and decorated, and then I can just grab all of the resources. Maybe tell like, hey, if you have any like resources that just on hand that you can throw at this, that'd be great to help as well. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do this episode and also this stream. I'm streaming this right now. Go follow me on twitch.tv/pizzabuff_. Unless you're already here, but stream moment. Yeah, so that's gonna be that. One intro to Chrono Quest. EC Season 6, Episode 9. Wow. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to transition to a testing world. We're going to go to my testing world. So welcome to my testing world. It's a mess. It's insane. This is kind of where I've been putting a lot of the Echocraft Season 6 stuff. As you can see, we've got some stuff for the gambling machines. We've got stuff over there for the rail transport network. All my rail cannon designs kind of floating up here. The Echo Tower. My door. Let's see the pizza merch. The pizza merch. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. The pizza merch. The pizza merch. And the pizza merch. Wait, hold on. You guys aren't gonna be able to see that. Hold on. And the pizza merch. The pizza stickers. The pizza stickers. Actually, I learned something interesting. I actually learned this a while ago, but I don't think I ever actually publicly talked about it. I ordered a shirt sample both from Patreon and from Fourth Wall, and they came and then they were the exact same shirt. Like they used the same printer service, the same shirt service, and the same printers. So they were the exact same quality whether you get them from Fourth Wall or Patreon, which I thought was really funny. Box time. It is box time. I'm gonna put this high up, so I'm gonna give myself a lot of room. Where did I put it? There we go. So I'm gonna put this here. Let me grab a shovel. Unless that's not, nope, I think it's still a stick. There we go. Unload the schematic. So this is slightly different now, but to my knowledge, there's just like some like netherrack here, so it's close enough. Oh no, the nether brick is gone. The nether brick is gone. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, never mind. You know of the netherrack? That's for mine. Yeah, I know there's... I'm not going to go up, so that you don't have to worry about that, Night. And also, hello, Night. I'm just going to, like, roughly demark. Because I know the netherrack is, like, up here, kind of. I don't know exact dimensions for that, but I know it's up there. Yeah, I said earlier, Night, I'm going to pretty much I'm going to, like, expand it width-wise a tiny bit. I'm going to go out a bunch that way, and then I'm going to go down a bunch, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do. Wait, hold on. I don't think you saw this. This is my reference for kind of, like, the vibe I want to go for, and I'm going to make it go down, and I'm going to have the fog effect at the bottom. It's going to be, like, bookshelves just all the way down, like, kind of, like, interlinking each other. And then fog at the bottom. Ooh, my hand. Okay. But we gotta figure out how we're doing the entrance to this and stuff. Also, that begs the question, Knight. If your box is here, then how am I getting into mine? If your box is, like, here-ish, does mine go through yours? Or do we have to make it so, like, it does, like, a cross split down and then into mine? I suppose I'll probably just make the doorway and we'll go from there. But it's an important question, I suppose. We'll kind of just do that. But looking at my reference, I think a really valuable material is going to be dark oak for sure. I think pale oak and pale moss will also be rather important. Obviously, we're going to need a lot of bookshelves and such. Alright, so let's see here. I want to see if I can get, like, a layout before I do anything else. So let's get, like, a initial platform. I don't expect to make a ton. Well, I don't expect to finish this stream. This is going to be quite a long design process, which is why I'm starting it now. What? 234, 108, 174. Okay, so I can pretty much go infinitely that way and infinitely down, which is what is going to be happening. Okay, let's see. So, I suppose the first thing I should do is get the concept down. So I think if I do. This is kind of my best concept, right? So I'm going to be relying pretty heavily on I also want to see like how deep, like how tall does like a honey block ball feel? 1, 4, 5, 6. That's a pretty long fall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round about 8 seconds. Looking buff, man. Hi, Scurvy. How's it going? It's been a while. It's been a while. I think down here we just need to go like pure blackness, right? So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff like this. One, 2, 3. Life is good. Good. Life is good. Let's go. We like when life is good. World is bad. Life is good. World is bad. That is like, yeah. That is pretty. that is a very good summary of the general populace right now. When did you face reveal? I want to say like a month ago. When did this video come out? Hold on. Actually, it was like a month and like a week ago. Yeah, I kind of just got bored, not gonna lie. I was just like, screw it. Genuinely, that was my logic. I was just like, I'm bored. I was in calls with like a bunch of a handful of friends of mine, and I was getting to the point where I was just turning on my camera when I was in call with them, and I kept getting told that I was like 5 times funnier with a face cam. So like, you know, go for it. I like terracotta, black concrete. Something like this, and then maybe we do the Dang, now I can't leak your face anymore. Haha, I'm unleakable. You can't do it. doing this transition too fast. You can't leak my face if I do it first. Exactly. Exactly. Janet gets it. I sent you my box. Well, What does well, mean? Oh, is this a parkour challenge? I can't. So we're going for we're both leaning into the library. Okay. Yeah, but I think it would be cool for your idea too. More abandoned-esque. Yeah, because yours is gonna be like above mine, right? So if yours is above mine, then we can make it so like you have to like go down into like a basement area, and then you get to the abandoned section almost, like the really like decrepit area. Ooh, I actually have kind of an idea for this. Ooh, I actually have a really good idea for this. Hold on. I've actually got a great idea for this. Alright, so if I do this right, and then... My only problem is I need some way of like keeping them in. I need some way of keeping them from falling forward. Yeah, because if you have a bow, so this is kind of the concept, right? Ye glass, but they need to be able to shoot. They need to be able to like shoot at targets on the way down. So they're gonna be doing this, and then they kind of just walk out the back. Let's make it a black stone pressure plate. trying to think how I should do this. Is this practically asking for Ike's game to lag out? Yes. But would it be cool? Also, yes. Redstone after there it is. Oh, wait, I've actually got an idea. I've actually got a really sick idea. Hold on. What if whenever you get to the top, right? What if when you get to the top, the way that it limits the game is by closing just wait a minute. There you go, all the way to the top. So I just want to block up these upper ones. Yeah, okay. So we can make this so whenever the whenever they go down one of the tubes, right? Whenever they go to the bottom, however well they did is then locked in for that part of the game, right? Because what happens is essentially So whenever this goes through, hi pizza, how are you? I am good. How are you, Zedskava? Ah. What was that? Hydrate? Thank you for the hydrate. I'm not sure how to. I put you there. I'll put that there. So if this moves to here, you need slabs. Is it perfect? No, but it will work. So if we do this, look at that, and it works. And then all we need to do is just get that all pushed back, and it will track itself. Pretty epic. I'm coding Challenger Trials. Ooh, sick. So I can just duplicate this design. Grab myself a stick. So this is kind of what we're looking at. So we get Honeyfall. Almost like this guy knows redstone. It's almost like I know redstone. I don't though, so don't lie. Load schematics. Fix your posture, boy. Sorry. Let me fix my posture. Ah! Oh. Oh, autism. Knight, what kind of autism would you like? Would you like an action figure autism or plain autism? I have an idea of which one you're gonna choose. I'm gonna leave before this is redeemed. Don't do it. That's mean. I'm seeing a problem with this design. I hate autism. It shouldn't be a thing. That's wild. That's actually wild. So we do something like that. Will this still work? Yes, yes, it will. What do you mean that's wild? Apollo 11. No, I don't. Are you saying that it should? Yes. Yes, I think it should. Schematic placements configure. There you go. Hello? Hello? I'm literally... I'm not sure what was up with that. Okay. Okay. Apollo 11. 1 second. 1 second. Guys. I brought the Saturn V rocket. I had to take it off my wall, but I got it. Okay. So, let's look at the different sections of the Saturn V together. First, let's take that off. We've got the entire first stage, powered by 4 giant rockets on the back of rocket engines on the back of it. The entire Saturn V was propelled by liquid fuel, not solid propellant, because they had concerns with safety in regards to the solid propellant, because solid propellant, when you turn it off, can't be turned back off. It just keeps burning and burning and burning until it's out. Liquid propellant, though, you can more easily control. You can get more specific, more precise measurements and thrusts and such and such and such. So every stage of the Saturn V rocket used liquid propellant, which is why one of the reasons why it had to be so massive, because liquid propellant has a slightly lower energy density most of the time than solid propellant. That's not always the case, but as a rule of thumb, usually liquid propellant doesn't have as much energy. Right, Will. Right. I can't even argue with it because it is true. And this at the top here is where it would separate and become the second stage, which is actually not this whole thing. It's a little more complex than that. So let's see here. So this is a good representation of the second stage. Ignore this piece on the side that's zip tied on. The second stage used one much smaller rocket, but it was still pretty large. You know, comparatively, you get that. And it was able to completely contain most of this. So this piece here was a piece of the hull that basically would split apart like this and then release the third stage from up top. Once this piece would also separate, it would just kind of release up top like that. And yeah, this also had a large amount of liquid fuel inside of it. And basically, each stage had a different purpose. The first stage was to get you out of the atmosphere, to get you out of the pool of Earth's gravity, and to just get into space, essentially. The second stage still needed a lot of power because it needed to get them out of orbit. So this needed to be the stage that had enough fuel and enough power once you were already out of the atmosphere and in orbit. Tell me about the hardest part of space travel. Getting out of atmosphere. I mean, getting out of atmosphere is the hardest part. The hardest part of space travel is the part that's not even in space. So because you're in atmosphere, you have a lot of resistance and a lot, you have to contend with gravity as well. So not only are you contending with gravity, which is an insane force to overcome, all the way up, right? You're also contending with air resistance, less and less as you go up. But that air resistance is really a big deal because it creates a lot of heat, which is why the stages get progressively thinner as you go up, because you want the air to kind of cut, cut through the air as you're going up. And why landing or re-entry pieces of rockets and missions have giant heat shields on the bottom. You can see that kind of with the, you probably can't see it from there, but the space shuttle, the whole bottom of the space shuttle is black, and that's because all of that is heat shielding, essentially. And the Apollo 11 lander, re-entry vehicle, had heat shielding on the bottom and like kind of a dome. So you're getting more air resistance from it, but you need that heat shielding because otherwise you're just going to cook all the astronauts inside. But this whole stage, 90% of the rocket was just to get out of orbit, was just to get out of atmosphere. This whole thing, by the time you were out of atmosphere, this thing was gone. You didn't need this piece anymore. All of this was just to get enough momentum to get out of atmosphere and still get out all of the pieces that you need to get the rest of the way there. Because once you're out of atmosphere and you're not contending with gravity and you're not contending with air resistance, you don't need very much fuel to get anywhere. Now, the more fuel you expend, the faster you'll get there, but but the more fuel you put up to get to your location faster, the bigger piece you need here to get you out of atmosphere. So it's a trade-off. So you either spend a little bit less here and you just have a little bit of a longer trek, or you make the journey from Earth's orbit to wherever you're going faster, but this needs to be like twice as big because you're trying to get more fuel out of atmosphere, which is more weight. And then you've got this piece. So of course this piece was pretty much just kind of get them out of orbit and get them into the right trajectory. And then once they did that, all of this disconnected. And for most of the journey, this is what they wrote in. This is it. Out of the whole scale of the rocket, this was it. This was all they used. This was all they needed. And this wasn't just the command unit. This also housed the lunar lander, and the command unit also doubled as re-entry. So this they also didn't need. This was just to cut through atmosphere on launch, because if they had this kind of blunt end, it would be bad. But then this they didn't need. And then this would split essentially into the lander and the command structure. That's it. That's all it was. This is all the rocket needed to do its job. Why doesn't this fit back together? There it goes. But yeah, that's pretty much a very comprehensive showing of the rocket and what all the different stages were for. I gotta figure out. Alright, I'm gonna go put this back on my wall now. I'll be right back. And I sent you a picture of where that Lego set sits most of the time in my apartment. It's like right at the entrance next to a window, because I figured you would appreciate the placement there. One of the coolest part of the actual like decoration of the whole area, in my opinion. How many rockets were on the bottom of the main stage? 5. So they had 5. I believe they're called F1 rockets. Yeah. It's the It was the Rocketdyne F1 gas generator cycle in the late 1950s and used in Saturn V. So 5 F1 engines were on the first stage of each Saturn V. It remains, even today, the most powerful single combustion chamber liquid propellant rocket engine ever developed. It had 1,500,000 pounds of force with a thrust to weight ratio of 94:1. I didn't know all those stats off the top of my head. I was reading it out, but I did know which one it was, which I'm pretty happy with. Okay, so we've got most of this copied over, ready to go. If we just kind of fill up this. All right, so I want to test this. So it looks like what can be done here is, you can go down one of the rows, pew, 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 hit as many targets as you can. Pew, 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 pew. And then once you reach the bottom, once you reach the bottom, and that closes. Oh my gosh, look at that! It actually does fully work. And it's self-consistent. This is actually awesome. Wait, this is great. And then I'll go down the right one. Ooh, I kind of messed up the drop there a little bit, so I've got a little bit less time. Pew 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 pew. I reach the bottom. I go up. And then it closes. I go down the bottom one again. And I see this one. Goes all the way up. And look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's glorious. Oh, it's awesome. That's fantastic. This is great. Okay. Good. Good stuff. Good stuff. We've got And then we get something like that. So this is not even the full depth of the library, but this is kind of an idea of what we're going for here. This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. I like this already. Okay. And then whenever it resets, which only happens once you leave the room, right? It'll reset everything. So I assume there will be like an exit here, and you go through here, and once you hit like a couple of pressure plates, it locks doors behind you, and it opens up the ones in front of you and resets everything, right? So that's the idea. So you get a certain number of points for hitting targets, however many you can get. If you like, let's say you get like 5 here, you get 7 over here, and you get 4 over here. So 16. You hit 16 targets or something like that. And all 3 of these close, and that limits you. So my initial idea is you'd only have so many arrows, but I think actually what I want to do is make it so you actually only have so many like attempts. You can only go down so many times. So you can only go down in each row once per row, right? So you have infinite shots, but you're limited on your attempts. Now it is important to see if there's any way I can I wonder if chains no. Can I do 1 block between chains? I feel like you could still land on them, but it'd be like exceedingly obvious that like, wait, you're not supposed to do that. Like you could actually, that's hard to do. That's hard to fall through, and that's not a lot of space that gets kind of taken up in terms of like ability to shoot. Like you still got plenty of opportunities. So let's say I've fallen through here. And yeah, it's almost perfect actually. That's kind of perfect. And then once you get to the bottom, let's just say once you get to the bottom, like you could land here theoretically, but I'm gonna trust that most people know that that's not like intended. And then you get to the top here, and it gets closed off. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty happy with this so far. This is good. This is very good. So, oops. Something like this. Not bad. Not bad at all. I feel like that's about as good as it can get. All right. So then we got to figure out. We got to figure out the rest of it then. What's that? Stretch. Thanks for the stretch. Okay. Let's see. So obviously we're gonna have the base here. Or will we? I feel like we need to go a little further down. Good stretch, Pizza Buff. Thank you. Thank you. Lulu's Lab, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well today. Oh, I need to actually like have posture. That's not horrible. Going good? Good to hear. Good to hear. We are working on a room for a game. It's just my little mini game section of the game, which is being built by someone else primarily. But I am helping out by designing a little challenge room. Not exactly sure how big I want to make this actually. How long do I want this to be? I suppose the question relies on how far can you shoot with a bow reasonably. Can I fit through here? Ooh, only if you only if you're very, very precise. Or maybe only if you're crouching. So if you're at the top, if I do that, obviously you can go however far you want, but if I'm like near the bottom, can I hit that edge? Maybe from here? Yeah, so I feel like it should be a little bit longer. Let's see here. A little bit longer. Maybe like there? How does it feel from here? I suppose that's the other question. Like, ooh. So if we're at the top, it's gonna be like there. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. I think this is I think this is enough. I think this is plenty. So let's although hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. It's even. We're making it odd. We gotta make it an odd number. It's gonna be 39 blocks deep, which isn't massive, but I think it's more than enough. Once we add stuff inside, it'll be enough. It'll be enough for sure. Let's see here. So put that here. Actually, there's got to be a faster way of me doing this. Nah, I don't trust myself with commands. I'm just gonna place. Let's see. Hi, Pizza. What is this going to be for? This is for a minigame that Ike is building called Chrono Quest. He has been getting people, other people in the server to get involved and to make their own individual rooms in the minigame, in the game. Like, so their own individual minigames within the game. And this is going to be my contribution to it. So I'm designing a little kind of like range bow target practice minigame. I suppose I should show too to people who were not here at the beginning. This is my reference image. So this is, we're going for like an abandoned library look. So the color schemes are going to be a bit different, but this is kind of the idea. We're going to have like a dome, like an arched roof over top. There's going to be bookshelves kind of lining throughout. And then as you fall down, from the perspective of this image looking forward, you're going to be able to shoot targets kind of in between bookshelves and stuff. And that's going to be the vibe. Pizza, Blake, how's it going? Pretty good. Good to hear. You? Can't complain. I finished midterms last week, so I'm a little bit less stressed out about stuff now. I've got all my midterms back and stuff for the most part, so I'm feeling all right. The workload is much less annoying than it was the last couple weeks. So I finally am getting like the chance to catch up on editing a little bit, although I should really do more. But kind of just catching up on stuff. But like this weekend's one of those weekends. Like I've got some work to do, like some homework to work on, but for the most part, that the reason I'm comfortable like just doing a stream right now, it's just because I feel like I have plenty of time to do all that stuff. So I'm kind of in I'm in a good spot. Gonna need a lot of black concrete for this. Ugh. Not bad. Okay, yeah. I feel like this is gonna work. Once this is all filled in, I think it'll be good. What is the project you're working on today? This is a piece. This is kind of like a mini game room that I'm building for someone on the server. Is building a very large, very extensive game. A lot of different rooms. It's kind of it's almost kind of like decked out-ish. Very much its own thing, but it's like in terms of scale, I would say it's pretty much equivalent. So he has been getting a bunch of people on the server to make their own separate portions, their own separate rooms for the game. And everybody has been, not everybody, but a lot of people have been contributing and building their own rooms inside the game. So I am finally getting around to building my own section of it. And this is going to be kind of like a archery minigame. So you're going to be able to, at the top here, if I can get over to it, you're going to be able to fall down these, shoot targets, bam, 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 whatever, bam, fall all the way down. Once you hit the bottom, you kind of can't do much from down here. So you kind of make your way back up, and then it closes off that fall so that you can only do each of these three once. So I can do this one, and I can do this one, and then that's kind of it. That's all I can do. And then I'm able to leave the room, and it automatically resets everything just by moving that back over there. And yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like so far. And this is the reference. So we're going for like an abandoned library vibe, because most of the minigame, most of the game as a whole, the theme is like it's an abandoned library with a bunch of different pieces and like kind of mysteries within it. So I'm really leaning into that with the design of my room. But this is mostly just kind of like the bare bones of the room so far. I will need to work on like the point scoring and stuff later. That's gonna be its own thing for sure. Oh yeah, that fog effect works well. I think it's going to work even better once we get this all decked out. The nice part is, I don't think, because of this, I don't think I'll need to light it up particularly well. I'll just need to make sure that everything's unspawnable, which will definitely add to the vibe. If it's supposed to be an abandoned library, then we definitely don't want it to be too bright, you know? I kind of want to build the walls. I'm trying to think. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Oopsies. Trying to think how I want to lay out the. I want to lay this out. Iron. Actually. PC Season 6, Episode 9. Let me grab This looks very expensive. It is going to be a pretty significant project. Let me see if I can actually get my 1.21.10 instance working. Is there anything that immediately breaks? We're gonna load? Mr. 1.21.10? Hello? Okay. I'd like to get some of the new blocks, like the shelf block and stuff. Pants check. I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing pants. Let's ask Gemini. Let's ask Gemini, what's wrong with this? Explosive enhancement. So it's just explosive enhancement? If I turn that off, it'll work? Yeah, it's going to be kind of expensive, but luckily, oh, there's another problem. Luckily, this is not the. It's not the. I'm not like the only one working on this. I'm sure Ike will be happy to contribute some redstone resources and stuff. Command block UI. Ooh, that's not. Please excuse my work here. I'm trying to boot up 1.21.10 because I'd like to build this with the new building blocks because I know we're gonna update soon. So I'd like to get that stuff going. Another problem? What's the problem now? Let's see if that fixes it. Yeah, there's a handful of
Hello there.
Thanks for following, Blake. Why didn't the thing show up? Maybe. Oh well. Oh, it was up for a sec, but it's gone now. Now what's the problem? Bobby. I'm not even using Bobby, so I'm not. Okay. Another attempt. Although I switched platforms so I can do this. What? You were booted. Minecraft, you were booting. Why did you break? Better have 3. Better F3 is broken too. But I love Better F3. There weren't any 1.21.10 versions. Dang it. I gotta catch up. I was able to resub. Great success. That's strange. I didn't get a... Oh, looks like we're booted. It looks like it's got all of my stuff. The only thing I need to do real quick is open that folder. Make sure I'm deleting the wrong one here. So the good thing is Minecraft is booting. I'm getting 1.21.10 to work. So if I'm in this and I delete the redstone test enrolled, I believe, yep, it's that one. I need to go to saves here. I need to go there. Copy that over. It's a 4 gigabyte world. Jeez. Give it a second. Okay, and then that should be there. So, do you have a stream schedule for next week? I know I'm streaming on Wednesday, probably like 8:30 or 9 to midnight. Give it a second. Check microphone. Yep. Check speaker. Yep. Noise suppression on. Gain auto. Yep. Kept all my stuff. Cool. And I'm right here the way I was supposed to be. So, hey, here we go. We got the cool stuff now. Awesome. Wonderful. So we've got all the new blocks. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, and the copper chests. Oh, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Yeah, I don't usually, I mean, I have like a rough stream schedule that I like to keep to, but I'm not consistent about it. Oh, look at all the copper chains too. Wait, hold on. This is why I wanted to update my version. Because if you look at this, this makes it look like pieces of the iron bars are rusting. Which I think is really, really cool. And then we can grab this, and then we can get a lamp. Wait. What's it called? Lantern. And we can get waxed exposed copper lanterns. Look at this. I believe they have different light levels as well, but look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, this looks great. gonna get something like that, and then maybe we can. You can do quite a bit of neat detailing work. How does this look? Nah, I don't think that's necessary. I think that's too much. But this is two reasons I wanted to upgrade. One, because these are things that I will have access to at this point, in all likelihood, by the time I actually like start constructing this, because I think we're updating fairly soon. Hold on, maybe the spruce shell would look better. No. Yeah, so this is what you'll kind of see when you enter. You'll be able to go down these tubes. I'm gonna make it so there's a room in here that you collect. It gives you however many arrows and a bow, and then you're able to leave. And then you do all your stuff, and then once you're done, you're able to go out the other door. It's kind of like an airlock, so it locks you in. Once you walk through, it locks you in, and then you deposit your arrows and your bow, and then it lets you out. And that's kind of just to make sure that it's self-contained. Once it detects at least one arrow and one bow goes through, which I think that should work, or at least as long as it detects stuff going through. Once you've thrown stuff through, I think that'll work. I think this will work. Like. With my reference, I feel like I need to make use of a lot of tuff, a lot of pale moss, some pale oak wood I think we should mix in there, and then kind of transition down to the darkness. So we've got bookshelves, chiseled bookshelves, and all the other varieties of shelf. I think the next thing I want to do I think I want to lay out so if I just want to lay out like the sizing of this. So if we 1, 2, 3. Whoa, who's here? Cakeness! Hi Cakeness! Hi Cakeness and friends. How was your Genshin stream? I hope it was well. Okay, great. Hello. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. That's not gonna work. Hi, the stream was a lot to take in. Yeah. To answer your question, Blake, I don't know. I have no idea. Being so real, I have no idea if I'm gonna stream tomorrow or not. I might not. No clue. Absolutely none. Everything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. My gut instinct would be no, because I usually only do one stream per weekend. I'm usually just doing like Saturday streams. Anyways, welcome in Nightmare, welcome in General Alex, welcome in Cake. How's everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. I keep pressing that by accident. Whoopsies. Oopsie daisies. So, I mean, if we just make this go all the way up. Like, how tall do we want this to, like, how many bookshelves? Oh my gosh, I just realized the amount of bookshelves. Oh, the amount of bookshelves this is gonna be. I just realized how many bookshelves this actually is. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is bad. The amount of leather and paper, or the amount of emeralds, because honestly the most efficient method will probably be buying bookshelves from villagers. Oh, but even still. Someone's gotta have a good supply of bookshelves on the server by now, right? Right? Someone's gonna have a good supply of them. I sure hope so, because I am not getting all these myself. There's no way. But if I understand the way that my brain is doing this properly, which I hope I do. This is just a very, very broad layout, but I don't like that these are the same material as the... I guess that's not gonna stay. I guess that's just a placeholder. We could do something like this. Huh. Yeah. Something like that. And then, obviously, you've got the corners. We're gonna have this extend. Whoopsies. So that's gonna be extensive. So I'm going to grab and make this go all the way down. this one to player. Shells. Wow, I can't spell. Load schematics, bookshelves. Schematic placements, configure. I get to grab a stick, paste. Stick, paste. Paste. Stick. Paste. Configure, mirror. Bam. 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 Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Unload that. And that's what we have so far. Area editor, move the player, move the player. Okay. So this is what we have so far. And we got to keep in mind that it's going to be domed. So it's going to have a dome over that. And then, yeah. You shouldn't be able to like jump over and shoot anything from here, which is good. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, I like this so far. We go all the way down. We head back up. Nice. It gets locked, then it unlocks. Okay. I think we can work with this. We can work with this. This is a good plan so far. Just gonna mark this off. Okay. Ugh. Let's see. I've actually got a little bit of an idea. I feel like something of this scale, like a library of this size, you couldn't possibly go up and down all the way everywhere. So I feel like there would probably be like bridges going across. So like we could have a couple bridges. We could have like one here, maybe, or probably one at the back, like here, and then another one like here. And then targets on those. So we could have This is just kind of marking where they should be. Something like that. And then another one of them, like, gives Harry Potter vibes, gives it some crazy stairs, and it'll be perfect. Yeah, I want to keep it, like, I don't want to make it too magical feeling. I feel like it should feel more decrepit than anything else. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely, like, the scale of it is giving that vibe. Ooh. But yeah, if you're, like, falling down here, I say that and it starts playing Fallen Down remix. That's crazy. Pew pew pew. Yeah, those should have, like, some arches. But I feel like they should be made of, like, a different block entirely. Like, they shouldn't match the rest of the walls. Like they're kind of put up post. Yeah. Okay. So I have a feeling. All right, I gotta work out, like, a palette for this. So obviously we need some tough. I feel like chiseled tough we need to work in there. Tough bricks. So we need regular tough, of course. I think if we switch to acacia, and then if we do, we need some pale moss in there too, and some andesite for, like, light spots, and then this needs to go to, like, deep slate, and then, like, either cobbled deep slate or, like, deep slate. I think it needs to go cobbled. So I think this needs to be our. There needs to be 2 layers of the chiseled deep slate. Something like this. Chiseled tough. I don't know why I'm saying deep slate. That shouldn't transition as quickly. I don't think the andesite's the way to go, at least not yet. Okay. This is a good start. I like the little bit of a transition. I think, okay, you know what? I'm happy with the concept here. I'm happy with the concept here. So I think we should just continue. And just see how this works out. Okay. I like this so far. I feel like where these chiseled tough bricks, I need to put like some kind of detailing, like light detailing here. And then these will need to transition into the arch. It can't be too steep though, because there will be stuff above. So like it can't be too big. I can always lower the whole thing down a little bit, I suppose. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I can always just lower the whole thing down. Man, this is gonna be cool. Oh, I'm actually. Oh, okay. Now that this is starting to like really take shape, I'm really excited about this. Okay, okay. I'm happy with this so far. I'm happy. I'm happy. Not terrible. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Confidence is all you need, or at least that's what they all told me. Don't let them see you break or bleed. Don't let them see what makes you weak. They said it since I was so young.
Ooh. Nope, not that. This is a careful balance between deciding what to keep and deciding what to scrap, in terms of like the placement of the patterns. I think I have some glow lighting would be cool. Maybe some candles somewhere. Yeah. Definitely, like, once I get like the layout of the structure of like the bridges and like where the extra pieces of bookshelves are gonna go, and like ladders kind of going everywhere, and like collapsed parts and reinforcement and stuff, and then where all the like all of the actual target blocks are going to be, and how the redstone's wired. The detailing is going to be very much candle heavy, glow lichen heavy. I don't think I want to do too much with armor stands because armor stands can get in the way of arrows. So that could be really annoying if there's like invisible armor stands and someone tries to shoot at a target block and it bounces off an invisible armor stand. That could be really annoying. I might not do that for that reason, because that could definitely get incredibly frustrating, and I don't want that to happen. So hopefully we avoid that. Ooh. What if one of the harder targets you need to shoot requires you to bounce an arrow from an armor stand? Ooh. Ooh. Like I make an armor stand that's locked specifically for. The problem is if it either has to be invisible. Well, I suppose I can make a piece that's like a. I make an invisible armor stand, but make it like have something attached that makes it look like you could bounce something from it. Ooh. That could be an idea. That could be an idea. We could experiment with that somewhere at some point. What if one of the harder... I already read that. What am I doing? I'm reading things twice now. I'm going insane. Okay, what do we think of the... Okay. Okay. This is pretty, This is pretty solid work here. I like this. All right, we'll do something like that. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm happy with this so far. And from this perspective, you can see down into it for sure. It's gonna be easier once I get those back ones. And then when I'm down here, yeah, I said. Yep. This is gonna be really good. This is gonna be really good. Nice. Okay. Um. Okay. Yep. I'm trying to keep these relatively like unique. I don't want it to look too repetitive. It's tough to get that balance right, but I think I'm managing it pretty decently. It's tough to get that balance. That's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. Ah. I swear I didn't mean to. I swear on my life. All right, this is looking pretty good so far. This is looking good so far. And then obviously I'm gonna have to texture all the bookshelves to make it actually like, you know, fill it with chisel bookshelves and other stuff and the little nooks and crannies. Little nooks and crannies inside some of these bookshelves. So like maybe I'll make one like a little nook here that has a target block inside of it or something like that. Little things to do. right, this is looking good so far. Looking good, looking good, looking good. This is good. This is very good. It's, ow, my hands. Ow, my hands. Okay, not bad. One more pillar left. back, had to reset my PC because one wonderful program I need for school froze my PC. Oh, that's rough. That's very, very rough. Yeah, I love when school programs are actually the most terribly designed things on the planet. That happens more than I'd like. Okay. This is not half bad. One thing I'd like to do before we end the stream. Bar. Question is, which of these looks better? Nope. Definitely looks better this way. Some kind of like... Need something on top to connect it. Yeah, here. I think I have an idea. I gotta vary the copper a little bit, but other than that, I feel something like this. That. 1, 3, 4. Goodness gracious. Yeah, something like this. Donnie, I'm just gonna say Donnie. That's actually pretty cool. Thank you. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We are doing our best here to work on this little mini game. Turn that into a partially oxidized one. Something like that. Lightning rod. Maybe something like that. That's kind of green it and mix in a tiny bit more green. Time set night. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, this isn't bad. Grab. And then once you do that, yep, that closes up. And then let's just reset this. Okay. That's not bad. There's obviously a lot more to do here, but this is a good start. Really decent start. Really solid start. This bookshop. Books. Why didn't I know you could do that? Do what? The chisel bookshelves? Chisel bookshelves are an entirely different block. I don't know if you're referencing something else though. Yeah, the different blocks. Yeah, these are so there's bookshelves and then there's chisel bookshelves. These are actually two entirely different blocks. Chisel bookshelves, instead of placing the books where the books would be in the bookshelf recipe, you just replace it with like wooden slabs, and then you get a bookshelf that you can essentially put like 6 books in, and you can put like enchantment books in there. You can put a bunch of different kinds of books in there. Enchantment books, books with like books and quills and stuff. That doesn't look too bad. They're relatively new. But yeah, I could do it. I could do it with like enchantment books. Like if I grab an enchantment book and put those in there too, or a book and quill, put those in there too. And they come out the same. This book. Ooh, that makes that look a lot nicer, actually. Making it look a lot more. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer. Just with the variation in the bookshelf pattern. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna have to... Oh, I'm gonna have to work on that too. This is going to be a great build to use a happy cast for. It's gonna be almost necessary, probably. Solid idea. Nice. I'm gonna go down this one. That gets locked. I just go down this one. And that gets locked. All of us are locked now. The Trapdoors. Spruce. This is gonna be under or above ground? Above ground. Yeah, we have. It's also very high up off the ground, so we've got a ton of room to work with. Which is great, because otherwise I would be in pain right now. Lots and lots of pain. Building in survival? Or yeah, this is all going to be built in survival. I'm just designing it in creative, because otherwise I would have a very, very hard time. But yeah, this will eventually be built in survival. Actually, since there's people in here who haven't been here at the beginning of stream, before we end, I will show what the game looks like in its current state. Probably easier to do underground, I know, so good luck with rebuilding that. Actually, underground, I have to dig stuff up. I'm actually glad that's above ground, because I can just basically make the floor layer and then just pillar up everything else. And because I'm gonna have a Lightmatic of it, I can basically just like 3D printer just layer after layer after layer after layer. It should be actually pretty simple. Once I get the design down and get all the materials, like that's the hard part. The building all of it in survival will not actually be all that difficult. So let's just say that I think I need to split the entrance and exit by one more. Or maybe I even need to do it by 2. I think by 2 is probably the best idea. Ooh, yeah, wait. This actually works. I think my thing just had a stroke. It just sent all of the YouTube comments at once again for some reason. Like no apparent reason. It's so strange. Something like that. Yeah. And then we can get fun details. It's an abandoned library. Everything's dead. Got a pale oak over there. Unless we find something better. Is there a better one? We could do like a wither rose here. Not terrible. There we go. Okay, yeah, and then these will be the entrance and exit rooms respectively. So once you enter in here, you'll be stopped. This will lock behind you. You'll be given the bows and arrows. So it'll like just be dispensed from here. It'll open this. You go through, etc., etc. You can do all the stuff in here. These will eventually all lock once you go through all of them. Then you can enter through here. Once you go through, or once you put stuff in, once you put your arrows and stuff in here, it'll start filtering. It'll recognize, hey, these are being deposited again. It'll close this door, and it will close this door again and open this one, or maybe not immediately, but once it's registering that, it'll open these again, and then you can leave. Yeah, all this makes sense. So these will have two different, so we'll have one dispenser. Oh yeah, I got the whole thing, but just in case, one more time for me. Okay. So one more time for me. I like the movie reference. That's good. So essentially, this is going to be a mini game within a much larger game. So this is just a snippet. Actually, hold on. Actually, can I? I'm not able to yet, so I'll go back in a second. But you'll enter in this one. This door will be open. So there will be a door like here that'll be open. And then you come through. This will be closed until you like press a button that like basically tells the game you want to play the game. It'll close these doors and it will dispense some arrows for you, and it will dispense a bow for you. And then these doors are open. So you'll come through here, and then you can do this thing. So this is a big shooting gallery, essentially. So you can slide down these. You can shoot as many targets as you can while you're sliding down. Bam, 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 bam. Let's say I will get however many. And then I go back up here. But then once I go up, it registers that I've gone down this tube, and it blocks it off. So you can only do each of these once. And then eventually they'll all be closed, which will be marked like so. And then once you're all done, this door right here will be open. You can walk in here, and you'll just have to deposit. This will be a great application for the. This would be a great application for the copper chest. Hold on. This would be a fantastic application for the copper golem. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Actually genius. Actually genius. That way I don't have to make anything like crazy complicated. This will basically just register. Basically, all this will have to do is register that there's stuff in the chest. So this will be a chest. Yeah, so once you come through here, if I get a copper golem, spawn egg. So he'll lock onto this, but he'll notice there's nothing in there. But if I grab a bow, and if I grab some arrows, so he's gonna keep checking this. But if I tell him there's a bow and there's some arrows in there, he's going to sort that stuff. It's genius. It's genius. It's actually genius. And then all I need to do for this is just make sure that there's a much larger supply of arrows. Than should ever need to be refilled. Let's just kind of like. Actually, do you want to go back, sir? I'm just gonna make sure you stay contained. Wax. What was it? Honeycomb? Can I? I can wax you. Oh, you can escape. Go back to sorting, please. Check, please. Pull the stuff out. Okay, wonderful. I'll just lock you in here temporarily. Peak. Okay. All right. This is awesome. This is fantastic. This is going to be great. Okay. I didn't think I'd be able to institute like a proper copper golem in here. I guess I'll just have to tell, like, you know, some arrows will be gone through, but I doubt it will be very many. You'll just have to check up on the arrow stock every once in a while. This is awesome. Because it's like a natural timer for this door being open and this door being closed. After... How did you just escape? Oh, I know how you escaped. I know how you escaped. I'm just stupid. Yeah, go put those in the chest, please. Thank you. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's beautiful. This is awesome. Okay. This is great. Okay, this is a great start to the game. This is a great start to the minigame. I'm going to take a awesome looking screenshot of this. This as well. I'm gonna send this to Ike eventually. Alright, I'm a man of my word. Let me... EC Season 6, Episode 9. Game Work Part 2. Base. Alright, let me just... let me see if I can... I can't yet. That's okay. I'll just... Look at that. Go to 1.21.7. I'll show you guys the whole area since you guys weren't there for it yet. It is rather impressive. So incredibly impressive. Just gotta wait for Minecraft to boot. Just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Just one. Oh, let me change my outfit too. I need a bit papyrus buff. Here we go. Okay. So this is kind of where the room that I'm building from originates from. I have basically infinite space this way and infinite space down though. And I just made it a little bit wider. So essentially, that's kind of the direction I've been working. So it's going to be all in this space. But that's nothing compared to the rest of the game. It's this is a spot. This is nothing. This doesn't exist. It's not important. It's so much room. It's a big room. It's a big room, but it's an even bigger game. There is so much more that I just can't comprehend this. It's such a big project. It really is. It's massive. This is like, he keeps denying it, but I'm telling him this is like, this is almost like decked out scale game that he's building here. He's going absolutely crazy with it. Actually wild. Like there's this whole system here that he set up. Biggest nerd doesn't know what redstone does. Crazy. It's like, okay, it's like trying to read code that you didn't make. It's like trying to read code that you didn't make. If I coded this myself, if I built this myself, of course I'd know what every little what every little line does. But because I didn't build it, I didn't program this. But yeah, so this is, it's massive. So this is, I'm gonna need to figure out a whole like score counting system, and then I'm gonna need to talk to Ike and be like, okay, how do we like mesh this into how your game as a whole actually works? It's gonna be a whole thing, but I think I'm happy with the progress we made so far. I'm really happy with it. This will all be torn down eventually and just replaced with my design, and all of that will go here. I might have to clean out some water. I'm realizing, because it's. Hold on. How much? Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to clean out water. Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to clean out water. Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to clean out water. I'm probably gonna have to clean out a little bit of water. Just a tiny bit though, I think. Because that's probably gonna be a couple blocks higher. Wow. Thanks, Tram. I appreciate it. Maybe a little bit of water, but it's gonna be close to the water line in terms of depth. But we should be good. Plans have been made. We have solid ideas on the board now. I'm gonna get out of here so that I don't ruin anything. Yeah. People on YouTube, if you would like to join the Twitch people when we raid, now's your chance to switch over to Twitch. You can go to the description and switch over to Twitch. If there even is anybody on YouTube. I don't have a stat for that, so I don't know. Twitch people, stick around, because even after I get back out of the nether here, I'm going to find a person to raid. people who I raid are always cool. What do you want, Dragon? Are you busy after this? Yes. I have work to do. I have work to do. Oh! Leave me alone. Okay. And just fly on back to the base. And we're back. Whoop. And there we go. Spot back. Crying, pouting right now. Hell. Okay. Well, nice. That was a good stream. I am just going to... We're gonna find someone to raid real quick. Raid channel. Following. We... Okay. I know we're gonna raid. We are going to raid Marm because they are doing a stream weekend on Skyblock Kingdoms. So they're all like raiding into each other at the end of the stream. So we're just gonna like contribute to that, I suppose. We should probably do a stream weekend for Echocraft sometime. That would be a good idea. Someone remind me to do that at some point, to try to organize that. That would be cool. So yeah, we're gonna start that raid. And guys, enjoy the outro. For real this time.
I'm Steve.
Actually meant to press the
But
button.
if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all?